Hear ye, hear ye, here is the news, here is the news. Good evening. First of all, we have headlines for tonight, which are that Sheringham and Cromer continue to fight. The fleet at Sheringham lick their wounds, but as they count the cost, George Upspoke's brave son Cromeo is missing and feared lost. But here's some late news just come from our Sheringham correspondent, which doubtless will make Upspoke feel quite desperate and despondent. For Cromeo's been captured, in a maiden's closet found, and now in dismal dungeon is with cruel fetters bound. And so this gallant youth, so strong, so bold, so tall and handsome, is being held by Admiral Bow in Sheringham for ransom. The war's not going well for Bow, but now he's got his man. Our experts tell us that to sue for peace will be his plan. An agonising choice Upspoke must make, 'twill cause him pain. Now, finally the weather, in the east there'll be more rain, and that was the news, the very latest news.
Well, I'm glad I'm not in Upspoke's shoes then.
Well, maybe so. But on the other hand, the boot was really on the other foot.
What foot?
Well, I'll tell you what's afoot. The thing is, Cromeo weren't really Upspoke's offspring at all. He was Ben's boy.
Ah, you mean the boatswain?
Well, the boat may have been swaying a bit in the high seas, I suppose, but what I mean is, Belle Bow knew something what you don't know.
Oh.
And that don't take a lot of knowing. She knew her baby had been accidentally swapped over at birth.
Swapped over.
Cromeo was really her boy, but she ended up with Chariot instead. And she didn't say nothing, because she really wanted a girl anyhow, and she did it to annoy her husband, Ben Bow.
Well, that is rather annoying.
What is?
My glass is empty. You're round again, I think.
Well, I'm a bit short and all.
Now women will have secrets as long as men believe that women can't keep secrets. Now aren't they just naive? For some have secret lovers, some have secret sins, and some have secret services performed upon bare skins. And if he knew my secret, my husband would be wild. The daughter that he loves so well is really not his child. Now once I had a baby boy, a pink and squalling brat. I swore I'd never more give birth nor sell it, come to that. But when I got that baby home, well, what do you suppose? It had its mother's pretty lips, but not its father's nose. And if he knew my secret, it would not disappoint, but it would surely put his precious nose right out of joint. For in the cottage hospital those tiny tots were mixed, and I came home well pleased, for my dear husband I had fixed. He begged me and insisted that our family be expanded. Says I, if you want babies, you can make 'em single-handed. And if he knew my secret, my husband would have twins. For Chariot is not his girl, she isn't even kin. But now the truth will out, the cook is clearly goosed, and very soon we all shall see the cows come home to roost. For I saw something yesterday which made me start, and so I've started, so I'll finish what I started long ago. And if he knew my secret, my husband would go blind. For the guessing of my secret, it would take a mastermind. For there in Chariot's closet While hanging up her clothes, I spied a man. Oh, well, thought I, girls will be girls, I suppose. But as he buttoned up his shirt, I saw a secret sign. This man inside a cupboard was the skeleton in mine. And if he knew my secret, he'd praise the Lord above. But right now he'd misunderstand this case of cupboard love. And then my husband found him and locked him in a cell. He whipped him and he flogged him and mistreated him as well. He keeps him there in chains, but soon he'll see the link. It's true that he is righting wrongs, but not the way he thinks. And when he knows my secret, my husband will be wild. The daughter that he loves so well is really not his child.
Dear Captain Upspoke, I hope this finds you well. Pray brace yourself for gravest news, for such I have to tell. I am writing to inform you that I have caught your son, and unless you now surrender, I will put him to the gun. I can't write more, it grieves me most, but I must dash to catch the post. Yours in haste, Admiral Bow.
Dear Admiral Bow, I'm sorry to be slow in getting round to answering, but I've not been well, you know. Please furnish further details about this little bother. I must go now, as I expect a visit from my mother. P.S. I hope you'll find the time to wish luck to that boy of mine. Yours sincerely, Upspoke, George.
My dear George, how sorry were we all to hear about your illness, and we hope that you're now well. The details you requested, I'm happy to supply. First we will chop his hands off and then poke out both his eyes. Then serve his head up on a platter. I hope now we can end this matter. Wishing you well, Ben Bow.
My dear old Ben, yes. I am now fighting fit. But thanks for asking, as if he cared. And the lad, well, I suppose he's grown a bit. The details that you've furnished are admirably clear. But I must beg your patience for my reply. I fear I'd like my bosun to agree, but at this moment he's at sea. Your old mate, your friend, George.
Dear old matey, so pleased you're back to health. I always say that fitness is worth more than any wealth. But to the point, this matter now must quickly end its journey, or I'll be forced to put this in the hands of my attorney. P.S. Regards from Chromeo, a credit to you, you should know. Ever yours, your chum, Benny.
Dear Benny boy, I'm sure you are quite right about the healthy, wealthy bit. But there I lose you. Quite. I see no need for lawyers in business of this kind. But since you won't see reason, you'll be hearing soon from mine. Oh, yes. A small request. Please check the boy has changed his vest. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Your pal, Georgie.
George, me old cock. It gives me greatest joy to be the first to tell you that we now have got a boy. As to that other business, now something has arisen that changes things completely. I've released the lad from prison. So all in all, it would be better to disregard my previous letters. So sorry to have been a bore, but damn your eyes now, this means war.
And so the war went on as bad as ever. First one side got on top, and then the other.
I can't see that.
See what?
Well, the sea's flat, so how can anyone get on top?
Well, you've heard of the high seas, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I heard of the middle seas and all, but what's singing got to do with it?
Well, I told you, look, there was this opera what people used to sing. But anyhow, how the next thing was, there was a whole series of battles what
Series
went
of
on.
battles, oh.
Yes, there was the Battle of Upspoke's Air, the Battle of Upspoke's Other Air, the Battle of Parson's Nose, the Battle of Kelly's Eye,
Kelly's Eye.
and the Battle of Legs 11. That was a very disjointed sort of a war.
Oh, well, who won?
Well, no one really. They were sort of neck and neck, and that ended in a tie.
What, like a necktie, you mean?
No, that was a stalemate.
Oh, well, never mind the mate, though. What happened to the bosun?
Oh, the bosun, he was on board the 98.
Ah, now that was a mistake. Now, the
Oh,
98 didn't go to Cromer. He should have got a number 13.
Whatever you going on about now?
Well, when we used to catch the bus to Cromer, don't you remember? That used
Oh,
to
aye.
stop outside the village hall.
Oh, aye,
Mind you,
yeah.
there's no room for it to stop tonight, what with all them cars parked there, so that's a good thing they cut it out, really, isn't it?
Well, never mind about all that. Look, I was telling you about all these sea battles.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the next thing was, Upspoke decided to try and catch Bow out and have a land battle.
Oh, how'd they get on with that, then?
Well, not very well. They had a hell of a job getting the boats up Cromer Cliff.
Oh, so how'd they go on after that?
Well, don't you know your history?
Well, of course I know my history. I was born in 1939. I was ejaculated during the war. I went to school in Trunch. I left school in Napton. And here I am today in the old goat.
Well, there's no need for you to treat me like a fool.
Well, how should I treat you then?
Well, you can treat me to a pint a mile.
Our ship she laid in harbour, our captain laid in bed. But who he laid I just can't say, because he never said. He was awaiting for fresh orders when he leapt up with a shout. If I'm the captain, hadn't I better start giving some orders out? He cried, come, come, me jolly brave boys, each with a valiant heart. It's time we joined the battle, for it seems to be falling apart. And so we weighed our anchor, we measured it as well. It seemed to be about the right size, as best as we could tell. Bound down for the coast of Sheridan, our orders did run so. We're bound to sink and destroy, me boys, no matter where we go. We're bound to sink and destroy, me boys, these words the captain did speak. We're bound to sink, that much I know, for we've just sprung a leak. We had not been a-sailing past 30 feet or more, when we espied a strange sail, and down on us she bore. The strangest sail that ever I've seen in all me years afloat. And if you think that sail was strange, you should have seen the boat. Good Lord, our captain, he did cry, and what shall we do now? But here's a saucy pirate come to rob us, all I know. Oh no, the first mate did reply, I'll put your mind at ease. They have not come to rob us, just to drown us in the seas. Then broad stern to broad stern, the cannon roared like thunder. They fired half our deck away, which caused us all to wonder. Then half of that they fired as well, and things were getting rough. We only had a quarter deck left, which really wasn't enough. were just 3 men left on board, the captain, me and the mate. We were the few that had come through on board that 98. Their skipper stood on the poop deck, his hands to his mouth he cupped, and he yelled, "Come in 98, for now your time is up." So on the high seas high, we could no longer stay. 'Twas time to leave the battle, for it was not going our way. Our men were dead and drowned, our ship was sinking fast, but our captain went down with his ship, for we'd lashed him to the mast.
So, that was the last of the true crab boats.
Well, thank goodness for that.
No, I mean they'd sunk 'em all, you see, so that slowed the war down a bit, not having no boats to fight in.
Oh, they fought in the boats. Well, you wouldn't have thought they'd been rum enough, would you?
Oh, anyhow, meantime, the full details of Chromio not being who he thought he really was had arrived at Cromer.
Oh.
But meantime of that, Chariot had made a run for it.
Ah, no, I had a guinea pig once.
Well, that seemed fairly cheap for a pig, but what's that got to do with it?
Well, I made a run for that.
Oh, I remember. But you never caught it though, did you?
No, did you catch hers?
Who?
Chariot.
No, I mean, she ran away from home because she thought if Chromio was Bo's son...
Ah, so Chromio was the bosun. I got that sorted out. Who was the boatswain
Oh,
then?
hold your tongue. Now look, she thought she and Chromio must be brother and or sister, and therefore they couldn't get married. Well, not in law.
Incest.
No, not in that either. So she ran away before anyone had time to unravel the true story.
Wow, well, I can understand that. I mean, the way you're going on, that'll give her plenty of time.
Look, if you aren't going to take this seriously, neither am I.
Fair enough. Here you are, look. I'll get these.
All right, and what'll I get then?
You'll get what you deserve.
Oh.
Hear ye, hear ye, here is the news, here is the news. A man in Sheringham has recently sent this report that things there really don't appear to be quite as we'd thought, as Chromio, condemned to die, was to the gallows led, and saying his last prayers before removal of his head, the hangman loosed his linen shirt, his gentle neck to bear, and a strawberry-flavoured birthmark could be seen quite clearly there. The crowd all gasped, for this did prove beyond a single doubt that Chromio is Bo's own boy. What a turnabout! Our legal experts tell us, though, that while his head stays on, the wedding's off for a mother cannot wed her father's son. And so the maid has fled, now she's discovered this deception. For she will miss her big day, and what's more, a big reception. The constables are after her, though she's got a head start, and they've not got much to go on, just a worn-out donkey cart. And that was the news, the very latest news.